Ashe, greetings, grand rising, a grand day, and peace and goodwill to you all once again, my fellow natural, native, earthly humans. You, the earth's organic humans and soulful humans. You, my fellow humans with soul, the world over. Yes, you don't know. I am yours truly, I, the mystic philosopher. And many thanks for stopping by and giving up your most precious commodity, your most precious resource, your time to listen to another perspective with yours truly, I, the mystic philosopher. And welcome to this part 7 of this, the continuation of the great big black and white lie exposed, in which my main objectives are as follows. 1 is to show and prove to you all, my fellow highly melanin and highly enriched carbon skin complexion, natural, native, earthly humans, why we should not and why we must not call ourselves black. 2, it is to show and to prove why we should not and why we must not pronounce upon ourselves black or allow others to pronounce upon us the word black. 3, it is to show and prove why we should not and why we must not identify with the word black, answer to the word black, or allow others to call, label, list, identify, and bestow upon us black. A black people, a black community, a black business, a black nation, a black country, and a black race of people, etc. And 4 is to show and prove that by the same token, we should not and why we must not call, label, list, identify, and bestow upon Caucasian or anyone or any other melanin or carbon deficient race of people, for that matter, the word white. And number 5 is to show and prove to you that the English word black, or more correctly, the English word black, is a curse word. It is a word that brings bad luck. A word that brings subjugation, mental and physical enslavement, and misfortune, and much, much more upon all those that it has been called, cast, and broadcast. And number 6 is to show and prove to you that it is a game, and one in which we are being played, a game in which we are being played like pawns on a chessboard. It is a game that is heavily stacked against us. And that in order for us to change the game in our favor, we have to change the name, black, and all of its synonyms and euphemisms, I might add. In part 6, you may recall me asking the following 2 questions. 1, how do we know and how can we identify a black man or a black woman and a white man or a white woman? This question I did answer and explain that it is by their fruits, aka by the content of their character, that is how we can know and identify them. However, even though I might have done so elsewhere, I did not directly answer question number 2, which goes like this. Does either of them really exist here on this our planet and Mother Earth? Meaning, is there such thing as black people and white people living and visibly existing on this our planet and Mother Earth? And my honest answer to this question is this. I, the mystic philosopher, know and can prove that there are indeed black people visibly living and existing among us or upon the planet Earth and among us. And I can both see them, hear them, and spiritually sense some of them. Them meaning black people. Every day. I also know that some, if not all, of the real and truly black people are invisible and unknown to the public, and that like shadows they operate from behind the scene. Yes, they are the real government. The black people are the real government, aka the real govern mean control, meant mean mind, the real mind controllers that run things here. They are also, they can also be described as the gods and rulers of this world, of this earth. In fact, black people, aka the black humankind, black kind of human, are the gods and rulers of this world, of this earth. But please stay tuned for as I continue to decode the meaning and definitions of the English word black in this the English language, or as I'm speaking a bastardized version of this, the English language, using their own English dictionaries. I can almost guarantee that you, or most of you, will most definitely get a better understanding, and overstanding of what I, the mystic philosopher, is talking about. Next part of the question is this: does white people really exist here on this our planet and Mother Earth? Now, from my perspective, coupled with my own intelligence and activated common sense, if white people really and truly exist, then by definition alone, I can confirm that there are none that are visibly living and existing on this our planet and Mother Earth. There are none among us that we can see. And as I continue to examine, decode, and explain the meanings and definitions of the English word white, using their own English dictionaries, you will also most definitely get a better understanding, and overstanding of what I'm talking about. Again, please stay with me. Stay tuned. Now, in part 7, we will continue to look at the meanings and definitions of the English word black as given by the Western Canadian dictionaries for schools. I use other dictionaries too, but for this convenience, I'm using this one. So far, I have already shared and commented on definition 1 and 2 in previous episodes. Now, let me focus on the meaning and definition of definition number 3, which is black, meaning dismal. Black meaning dismal, and black is dismal. The word black is hereby describing someone or something that is dismal. It is describing and stating the intrinsic nature, the indispensable quality and characteristics of someone or something that is dismal. Now, some of you, my listeners, may have heard and understood the meaning of the phrase and the meaning of the saying that is quite popular among many cultures and peoples. And I quote, as dismal as a black sky. Now, for your information, to add another perspective and insight to the phrase, a black sky, let me quickly read the meaning and explanation that Yahoo AI renders for the phrase a black sky. Quote, a black sky typically refers to a sky that appears very dark, often due to weather conditions or atmospheric phenomena. Causes of a black sky are 1. Storm clouds. Thick, heavy clouds associated with thunderstorms can block sunlight, creating a dark appearance. Nighttime. The absence of sunlight at night results in a naturally black sky. Pollution. High levels of air pollution can lead to a dark sky, especially in urban areas. Eclipses. A solar eclipse can temporarily darken the sky during the day. Wildfires. Smoke from wildfires can obscure the sky, giving it a black or darkened appearance. Now, cultural interpretations. In literature and art, a black sky may symbolize despair, danger, or foreboding. Now, what is foreboding? Some of you might be asking. Well, for your information, foreboding is a feeling as in what you refer to as a gut feeling that something bad will happen. A gut feeling that something bad is imminent. Something bad is about to happen. It is a fearful apprehension. Now, I will be revisiting this word later, so please stay tuned. Now, in some cultures, I continue. In some cultures, it can represent mystery or the unknown. Understanding the context is essential, as the meaning can vary based on environmental, cultural, or emotional factors. Unquote. Now, simply put, describing to be described as dismal or black, which black equal dismal, black and dismal the same thing, is not a compliment. Simply put, to be described as black is not a compliment. It is definitely not good. As hopefully as you may see, and hopefully as you may see later, when I start talking about the spiritual science and the metaphysics of the word black, that it is a curse. In other words, to have someone or to have some people calling you or call you black, meaning dismal, black equal dismal, look it up for yourself, is not a compliment. It is definitely not a good thing. It is a curse that is being cast on you. Other words are synonyms for dismal are words like depressing, dreary, gloomy, dingy, dim, etc. Example, someone or some people calling you black is consciously or unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, literally saying that you are depressing as a black sky. You are dreary as a black sky. You are gloomy as a black sky. You are dingy as a black sky. You are dim as a black sky, etc. Now, in the interest of time, this will be the end of this part 7. So please stay tuned for part 8, when and where I will be addressing, commenting, and sharing much more of my perspectives and insights on each meaning and definition of the word black, and also later the word white, as I continue answering your questions and expose the big black and white lie. So please stay tuned. Thanks again for listening. And in your becoming, be more and more and much, much more. And definitely, don't be less. Let no one be less you. Words. Again, stay tuned. I am the mystic philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say. May I quickly add, if you think that you like provoke someone, have someone being provoked by some of these thought-provoking ideas, please share. I would appreciate it. Thank you.